Get full access to over 20,000 episodes with your free trial. MyOutdoorTV. Sign up today.
It's incredible what you've accomplished. I mean, the greatest mule deer hunter alive. I'll tell anybody.
Look at that. There's so many times, there's so many forks in the road in my journey where my dream could have ended, and there's been a lot of times where you were the door that opened for me.
Whatever triggered that on that day, I'm proud of you.
My first caribou.
Yeah, we did.
Get out of here.
I am so proud, buddy. Good to see you. So good to see you.
CODY
A
Robbins.
museum.
I'm so excited to be here. I've been shaking in my shoes the whole way here today. It's crazy.
CODY Robbins.
Jim Shockey.
I can't believe it.
I'm in your museum. I'm back on Vancouver Island. There's so many memories here. I'm so excited to be
Together.
here.
I mean, you were at the start. I think my very first hunting adventure show, I'm actually welling up with tears. That's ridiculous. You were the first hunting adventure show. Did you not edit that, I think?
I did, yeah.
I
filmed it. I filmed the first adventure show. I was the shooter on the first adventure show. I was the editor on the first adventure show.
We've been on there now 17 years for Hunting Adventures, and you started working for me...
2001.
So, yeah, 2001. So our first Hunting Adventure show aired in 2003.
And I will never forget it. I was so nervous. I was so excited. I could not believe Jim Shockey was offering me that temporary job.
Did I offer pay too, or just you can come and work for me?
You said $100 a day. You didn't say it was going to be about 27 hours a day. You didn't say there was no food involved. No, I got one piece of bologna and one piece of dry bread per day. So you didn't really talk about
But I take
provisions.
that out of your wages. I should have, because that sounds like it's a pretty expensive meal.
Yeah, and I think I had to pay for my own AA batteries too for the microphone. So by the end of every day, I was almost in the hole. But I got to hunt with Jim Shockey. We had to log footage. We'd go back to your motel room or my parents' house, and we'd go through footage, and you'd critique everything and tell me where to go, because I'd never been a professional cameraman. You're hiring just some kid off the street that wanted to be a cameraman, and I wasn't
Big
yet.
heart. I'll go with that any day. Big heart and desire. I'll take any day. The work ethic normally I would expect as well. With you, I learned later they also have to have a work ethic.
You know, I'm the cameraman. I'm the guy coming on trying to earn my $100 a day. And within 5 days of my job, hunting with Jim Shockey, I got to shoot the first whitetail buck of the year. So the job just kept getting cushier and cushier as it went on.
Do we have pictures of that? Do we have pictures?
We do. And I have a photo, and I got a bit of a story about this buck. That's the very first hunt that I did with you, Jim. And you changed my career that day, taking photos. There's just something I want to share before we move away from this photo, because I value it so much. There's so many things that I took away from you, the 7 years that I spent with you, and this is one of the biggest moments that I had with you for myself and my career. We were taking photos of this buck, and I wasn't smiling. Do you remember that?
Well, I look at the picture here and I see the...
Yeah, but I wasn't even smiling like with my lips.
You're doing the tough guy look.
I wasn't smiling at all. And you looked at me and you stopped taking pictures and you're like, how come you're not smiling? And I looked at you and I said, well, I don't really like my smile. It's just not my thing. I don't like to. And I remember you looking at me saying, you know what's most important in life is loving yourself and being proud of who you are. And that day changed my life. It was my dream to have a hunting, maybe not a hunting TV show. That would be dishonest, because I wasn't focused on a TV show at that time. I was focused on just finding a way to make my living in the wild, whatever it may be, however I found my way. But at that time, it was with a video camera. And until I met you, I hid behind that video camera. I was like this floating voice that would talk to people, but I would never step in front of it. I would always film people. And it was because I had no confidence. And what you taught me that day taking photos, It changed my life.
He's going down.
It really did.
He's down. He's down. Good stuff.
Do a knuckle.
That's pretty cool.
Good shooting.
Let's go get him.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say how proud I am of you. It's incredible what you've accomplished. I mean, the greatest mule deer hunter alive. I'll tell anybody. Anyone that disputes that, let's look at the numbers, the facts. You know, and a talent, and I'll tell everybody on camera as well, that there's no better talent in front of the camera than CODY Robbins. So whatever triggered that on that day, I'm proud of you, because nobody else did that. You know, I may have been the catalyst for you to move forward and be who you've become. But that was you. You've walked the walk ever since, and that, heck, even I'm getting teared up here, Cody. We don't even have any Kleenexes here. This is like.
I said, make sure there's Kleenexes around.
I think I got my first bull moose. Oh, Jimbo.
Hey, Cody.
Jimbo.
How's that for your first moose?
Oh.
You're the muzzleloader.
I've never had anything that exciting in my life.
Today, you know, in our SCI, you call the shots. We're going right into your wheelhouse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Into our road grower outfitting territory. We pulled this footage. This is actually one of our clients, guided by one of our guides. There's two fellows on this hunt, two buddies. One guy on the first day got an absolute gigantic bull moose, right, a monster. This is the second day of the hunt, and this bull walks basically into camp, but across the river. It's 150 yards away. I'm gonna have a Christensen Arms, the Traveler's rifle. It's gonna be chambered in 300 PRC by Hornady. You know the gun,
Yeah,
212 grain bullet, loophole VX6 scope. I'm gonna make you use the trigger stick. So I'm putting you exactly in this situation. But I need you to decide, before you even do that, whether you would actually shoot this bull with those parameters. For everybody that's watching, I've got the bolt out of this gun. The moose is dead stopped. You've had lots of time to judge him all the way along. Absolutely no way that moose, in my mind, is less than 63 inches. There's just no way.
Just a fantastic moose.
Yeah, it's a
fantastic. That's a giant.
Still, let's run it. Let's see.
Okay,
Let's run
I
it.
would shoot right there.
Yeah, boom.
Boom.
Yeah. Okay, so let's
I
see
would
what happens.
shoot again. Boom. Jeez, he's standing to him. What?
This is the part that made me nuts when I watched this footage.
Well, I would take a chance there even. But
They didn't shoot. That is my outfitting nightmare.
it is a nightmare.
Any guides watching this, take it on your shoulders when you know that that's an animal that's right.
Representative of
Yeah,
the territory.
Yeah, that's a great moose.
Absolutely.
Call the shot.
You were a champion, and you demanded heart and soul and 110% out of a person every single day. And I think in the moment, you know, it's hard when you're young, it's easy to crack, right? Like, it's easy to succumb to pressure like that, and it's easy to not understand where that is coming from or what the reason for that is. And then once you're older and you have more life experience, you get it. It's crazy how many times I lay in bed and just stare into the darkness at the roof and think, oh, Jim was right. Like, so many lessons that I've learned, and I think back on specific moments that I lived with you. As soon as we would accomplish something, you were focused on the next day. You were focused on the next moment that we could capture. You didn't sit around and dwell on things. You were a winner, and you were coaching winners, and you demanded 110%, 27 out of 24 hours a day. And it molds people. If you look at people that spent time with you, look how many guys are successful now.
You know, that's one, if I have any talent, it's recognizing talent and ability and desire. Like I say, I'll take someone with a big heart and motivation any day, over somebody that's technically accomplished and knows can dot every I and cross every I. I don't care about that. If you have the heart and the desire, I'll work with that any day. And I don't care if it's a 19-year-old kid in Saskatchewan with braces Well, I don't know if you had braces in those early days, but you certainly
even
had
have
it for the
them yet.
next 20 years.
Yeah, but I got them.
Yeah, still, I can't believe it. Do we have your, can we run that very first
Wow.
CODY Robbins hunt? Do we have
It's
that
gonna
on
be fun
video?
to watch.
So this is me video, not you.
No, I'm videoing, Jim. I'm
This
videoing.
is at our hill blind. Do you know that my father's ashes are on that? That's where he wanted his ashes spread, was on that hill. That's our family blind. It was his muzzleloader.
Yeah. Perfect shot, Jim.
So that's me videoing, actually. Boy, this is old school.
Yeah. I was good looking back then, too.
CODY Robbins.
Uh-oh.
That's pretty cool.
Good shooting. Hey, he's a nice buck.
That's nice there.
5x5. Got some kind of weird junky stuff on him or
But
something.
this is our very first hunt together, and I wonder how many we captured over 7 years. Like
Lots.
hundreds.
Yeah, exactly, hundreds.
Hundreds.
CODY Robbins, that's incredible.
And you have no idea when you pulled that camera back on me what was going through my head. I not only just shot a beautiful whitetail buck, but my hero, my idol, the god of my world was you. And to know that you were filming me and I was sitting in front of that lens, and it was all of my dreams coming true. My heart was pounding and I could barely talk this entire time. I don't know, we're not listening to what I said, but I guarantee you it made no sense whatsoever. I'll never forget it.
Nice 5x5.
Man, CODY's beautiful.
Nice long tines.
I have a moment that is a very pivotal moment in my career. So I'm sitting back at the 200 or 170 yard blind,
Right.
and you're up ahead of me and I'm compressing the footage. We have no communication, right?
No radios, no walkie-talkies, nothing.
And it was cold. Do you remember how cold it
Yeah,
was?
sure, it was
Crazy
November
cold.
30th, Saskatchewan.
And the sun came up and was shining on me at about 9:30 in the morning. The sun just finally got up in the sky, and I could not stay awake. We'd been there how many days? We'd been there all of November, right?
Yeah, the whole season, yeah.
I got the tripod set up right here, right in my space, so I can run all the buttons I need to run when this buck steps out. And I'm sitting there, and my head is falling into the video camera. It's like hitting the camera, and I can't control it. I can't stop myself from falling asleep. I couldn't fight it, so I convinced myself that there's no harm in taking a quick little nap. So you're out 70 yards in front of me. You're paying me a daily wage to document this story, which is still your largest whitetail buck to date.
Yep, today, yeah.
Right? I decide I'm gonna tip my hat forward over my eyes. I'm gonna lean against the video camera with my forehead. I'm gonna take a quick little 15-minute nap so I can be sharp the rest of the day, okay? And I do this. I lean forward, I fall asleep, and I am done and out. And next thing I know, I wake up, I'm groggy, I open my eyes, and the sun isn't here anymore, it's up here. Okay, so there's a lot of time changed. There's like a time lapse gone
Yeah,
by
'cause
in my
I think
life.
it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon when it came in.
It was a long time. It was like 2 to 3 hours. And I open my eyes and I lean back and I'm wiping the tears from my eyes because the light is killing my eyes. And my eyes are refocusing and I look up and I've been awake for about 25 seconds and I see deer legs walking through the poplar bluff out in front of you. I reach up just out of habit. I turn the camera on, I hit record, I zoom up on it. And as I hit record and zoom up on these legs, the 190 buck walks out in front of you. He walks out, he's in sight for 10 seconds, and you shoot him with your muzzleloader. I woke up within 30, 35 seconds of missing that entire scene. And that could have changed my entire career. I guarantee you, you would
Well,
never have
it
hired
would
me
have
again.
changed your job, I guarantee. It would have changed your job.
So I had a girlfriend at the time that lived a mile down the road the other way, and I remember Jim shoots the buck. He's so excited, and I'm recording it, and he's like, he gets out of the log blind, and he's cheering, and he's yelling. And I remember thinking at first, I wasn't even excited that we got the buck. I was just like, holy smokes, if I didn't wake up right there and I woke up to a gunshot and a big cloud of smoke, I just would have walked out the back of the blind. I would have left all his camera gear sitting on the tripod, and I would have walked to my in-laws' house and never talked to Jim again.
You know what, Cody?
What?
I would have tracked you down.
I'm sure you would have. I'll never forget it, because I think that probably would have ended our relationship, because you do not accept failure. And just out of luck, I woke up at the right time, and my career, to me, has been huge. And that could have been so pivotal. Like, who knows where I would have ended up if I wouldn't have woke up in that moment. So I'm so grateful that I did.
I can tell you where you'd ended up.
You wouldn't have given me a second chance?
In the trunk of my car and then dumped in the river somewhere.
This is your chance, Jim, right now, to say that, oh, Cody, I loved you. I would have given you a second chance. Say it.
I would not have. I would not have. You said it. I don't accept failure. When you can control what you can control, there's no excuse for failure. I would have certainly given you a serious lecture, and I would have reconsidered my original, I guess, analysis of who you were and what you were capable of becoming. But that all said, some things are meant to be. Cody Robbins was meant to be in front of the camera with his own TV show. It was meant to be. Because otherwise, why? You slept for 3 hours.
Why did
you
I
had
wake
to have
up?
slept for 3 hours. Actually, if it was 9:30 in the morning when the sun came up, and that's when you went to sleep, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You slept the day away.
I did.
And to
I was
wake
well
up,
rested to go up and get that hero shot. I was well rested. I was ready to go. I was.
That's about as big as a whitetail buck gets. 20 days. If I seem a little disheveled, it's because it's just overwhelming.
We hope you've enjoyed this free episode. To continue watching, start your free trial now.